AskReddit by Barn 623. Conservatives who are for the banning of contraceptives like IUDs and birth control and condoms. Why? My mom is very religious and conservative. She's fine with birth control and condoms, as long as you're married, but she doesn't understand IUDs at all and is convinced it causes abortions. The first IUD that came out, the Lippies loop, was thought to have a primary mechanism of preventing implantation of a fertilized egg, which is a problem for people who believe life begins at fertilization. I think it's generational that a lot of people who were around when the first IUDs came out still think this, even though the newer ones are thought to prevent the egg and the sperm from meeting to begin with. I love how none of the responses are what OP is asking lol. Edit. I love how this is my top comment ever. Because no conservative outside of their subreddit is gonna come out openly and say why they don't believe in Plan B and condoms. They ain't looking to literally get crucified. I have a conservative friend who doesn't like contraceptives because that's preventing God's will. Sex is for having kids, not for pleasure. My biggest problem with it is that they're trying to eat their cake and have it too. Do they care more about making babies or preventing abortions? Because choosing one means losing some of the other. Not a conservative, but my mother was. The reason given was that the Bible has God commanding humankind to be fruitful and multiply. God decides who can have children and how many. Obey God and you will go to heaven. In the Bible it says, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and every creature that crawls upon the earth. But I'd argue that we've done a pretty good job of that whole filling the earth thing, so job done. We can stop now. Command fulfilled. I have never heard an argument against contraceptives that wasn't 100% based on religious reasons. Go to our conservative and ask there. You just get banned for one reason or another. Those free speech guys really don't like the kind of free speech that questions them. I don't think those people are on Reddit. Seriously. If they are, they aren't here. Where are these so-called conservatives of Reddit whom you're trying to ask? I scrolled like 3 giraffes worth and found none. Women find it harder to leave their husband when they are a stay-at-home mom with 5 kids to take care of. This is the answer. Women who are educated and have reproductive choice will have fewer children and more choices. There are many men who are against this and I wonder why. If you take these religious arguments and repeat them back to white evangelicals with God replaced by Allah, their brains break. They literally want Christian flavored Sharia law and they don't see it. Religion has no place in politics, regardless of the religion. Conservative here. It's honestly counterproductive to my values. I'm fiscally conservative. I don't want to pay for childcare or welfare, so I encourage free contraception. You're asking on a site that is made up of mostly very left-leaning people. You can ask this question on a different site with a more conservative demographic lol. I mean, does anyone really support this? Like any significant part of the population? This seems pretty out there. My mom felt like this. There's 2 other comments here that summed up why her and other members of her family and religion felt this way. 1. God commanded us to have as many children as possible to help children be born on earth where the divine plan says we will be tested so we can become like him, Jesus. 2. Sex is sacred and should only ever be for purposes of procreation. See also, no oral sex allowed, etc. Only husband and wife.